Hey, Jordan from FitAF here. What you are currently looking at are a few different supplements that I take on days when I don't sleep. Now, I go through phases sometimes. Normally, my sleep is absolutely fucking phenomenal. Recently, the past 3 days, I have not been sleeping. If anything, I'll get about 2 hours of sleep. And it's not because I struggle with proper sleep hygiene. I have great sleep hygiene. However, sometimes there's only so much you could do, and my body is just like, fuck you, Jordan, we're not going to sleep. So, regardless, if I don't sleep, a lot of times I still have to wake up and do some important shit the next day, as we all do. So here's my go-to, and I'll explain why I take each supplement. So we're going to start from the left, and I'm going to put caffeine first. And this is just a cold brew coffee that I had in the fridge. Doesn't mean that I always stick with cold brew, but I would say my first dose of caffeine in the morning is tea-based. The reason I do that is because tea offers caffeine as well as other stimulants like theobromine, which help get my brain going without honestly making me overly anxious or increasing the high levels of cortisol, which are already freaking through the roof because I didn't sleep and my hormones are a little all over the place. So initially, while you see cold brew coffee here, my morning caffeine intake is generally three parts: green tea, yerba mate, and pu'er black. Now, all three of these have different caffeine profiles. Green tea is a lighter caffeine where it is actually absorbed throughout a longer period of time. Yerba mate has a slightly higher caffeine content, and then pu'er has the highest. So when you mix the three, the pu'er is kicking in instantly with a good dose of caffeine, and then you're not getting a drop. You're getting that long sustained caffeine and theobromine fix because you mix the three different blends. Whenever I do coffee, however, I pair it with L-theanine. L-theanine is an amino acid shown to reduce mental fatigue and stress. It also helps amplify alpha brainwaves and boost GABA, which is a relaxing neurotransmitter. When you combine coffee specifically and L-theanine, L-theanine takes away many of the unwanted side effects of coffee, the jitters, the anxiety. I generally dose about 200 to 400 milligrams of L-theanine, depending on how much coffee I drink. Third, here we have a mushroom called lion's mane. Lion's mane is something I take every day, regardless of if I sleep or not. I find it to be one of the best all-natural nootropics there are in terms of promoting overall good brain health and truthfully just making me feel on point most of the time. So there I do about 2 grams. Ashwagandha I don't always take, but it does help the body adapt to stress, which lack of sleep is definitely a stress to the body. So I kind of take that as a insurance policy. Ginkgo biloba, I take on occasion. It's very cheap, but it helps increase blood flow to the brain, which, again, days that I don't sleep, I will take any sort of brain boosting, relatively safe supplement there is to get my brain going. And if I just take Ginkgo, I do notice a small effect, which makes me want to keep taking it. And I also have done research on all of these, and I know that nothing is conflicting or interacting with one another. Now, here we have exogenous ketones. So this is just one brand that I sometimes get. Exogenous ketones, specifically beta hydroxybutyrate, are basically ketones coming from an exogenous source or outside the body. Think about MCT oil, medium chain triglycerides. When you consume MCT oil, it helps your body produce ketone bodies. Or if you're in a ketogenic diet, you're getting your body to produce ketone bodies. You do not have to follow a ketogenic diet and could take exogenous ketones and get yourself into a state of ketosis. What are the benefits of that? Well, your brain functions pretty freaking well on ketones. There's a good amount of research that says your brain actually likes ketones better. And I am just extremely mentally focused and clear whenever I consume a exogenous ketone source. So these are pretty much saved for days that I didn't sleep, or I either feel kind of crappy or tired and need to perform physically. Great thing to have in the supplement cupboard for those reasons. Now, lastly, we have a couple different things. This is Noopept and this is phenylpiracetam. They're both very similar. Phenylpiracetam is obviously part of the racetam family. Noopept is similar to the racetam family. They both seem to have a very positive effect on acetylcholine, as well as the glutamate receptors, which are involved in learning and memory process. So these are your quote unquote smart drugs. These are synthetic. I do not take these unless I really freaking need to. And when I do need to take them, they definitely come in handy. And I generally take one or the other. Phenylpiracetam, I forget the dosage. I take a very small dose of either. Noopept, generally 10 milligrams. Phenylpiracetam, I think I take about 50 milligrams. Again, one or the other. No matter what I take, I always combine with a choline because phenylpiracetam, all the racetams, and Noopept tend to deplete choline levels in the brain. So you want to supplement with some sort of exogenous source of choline. Alpha GPC is another one, or just a general choline supplement, as shown there. And that's pretty much it. Again, if you are having trouble with sleeping and fucking are tired of feeling like crap throughout the day, I highly recommend looking into some of these. Namely, can't go wrong with caffeine and L-theanine. Lion's mane is not a bad supplement to carry. Very inexpensive. So is Ginkgo. Exogenous ketones, a little bit more expensive. I highly recommend. Don't always recommend the classic racetam family sort of drugs. So I'll put those to the side. That's for your own research. But these 5 things right here, I really, really advocate. And I hope this helps you the next time you can't fucking sleep.